What made you want to do this show?
Oh man, it was a no-brainer. I got the script in my email at one morning at like 6 a.m. East Coast time because Anthony Hemingway is a machine and doesn't sleep. And he just simply said, I want you on this. And what do? You don't say no, first of all, to Anthony Hemingway. But most importantly, it was nostalgic. It was heartfelt, my reaction when I looked at the opening page and read the words that Kyle Long had created. It was just a no-brainer. I came up and started my career. The very, very first show I did was at Universal, and it was New York Undercover, and I was 23, turning 24, and I created the musical blueprint and had some amazing people that I was able to work with on that show. Mtume was the composer. It was just an amazing, and when you're 20-something years old, early 20s, you are a risk taker, and Dick Wolf, trusted me with that, and Anthony and I met on that show, and so he is my brother, he is my friend, and later, all these years later, many projects later, to be able to work with him and let that relationship flourish and soar with this show has been amazing. And when I sat down with Anthony and Kyle Long and Mark Taylor, and they offered me the job, it was sealed in cement. What I wanted to do, and my mission was always right away, I knew that I wanted to go after Easy Mo Bee because I felt like he helped lay the foundation for Biggie's sound and helped him bring his words and his story to life on wax with a sound that was distinctively Brooklyn, that was distinctively New York. One of the great producers that worked with Biggie, but the uniqueness with Easy Mo Bee, he's one of the few producers who actually worked with both and did hits for Tupac and Biggie, but also did the iconic album, the iconic song Running from the Police. And so this is real what we're doing here. And so Easy Mo Bee, Battle Cat, who's a legendary West Coast producer, it's bringing that sound from the 90s that just transcends. We're bringing it to life. To be able to have Irving E.P. Pope, to be able to have Mike City, to be able to have contemporary super producers, 1500 or nothing, Mopreme Secure, Tupac's brother, to be able to have Dub C from West Side Connection as a consultant, and I like to call him my, cultural consigliere.
I mean, this is so exciting.
It's a roster that nobody's expecting this, and I think that it's going to be, even with the haters in the wing, because Biggie and Tupac, it's personal for people.
But do you feel like there are a lot of haters?
I wouldn't say that, but I don't think so. I don't think so, but I think that I would say this: the critical eye is on. But I think when you see these stories and hear these stories and hear the music, that my role as a producer is a unique one, because I believe that music is a story, and pairing music with words is not about picking a song. It's about thematically bringing words to life, helping to bring them alive, and that's what my goal was, and I think that we've done. And with newcomers like Wavy Jones, who I think is unstoppable, I think Mark Rose, the two of them really carry the spirit of Biggie and Tupac. They don't try to imitate.
I mean, I can't wait to see them.
I'm excited.
I can't just imagine how difficult it was for you, because there's so many great hits and so many songs. Like, where do you even... I know you kind of mentioned it, but going into it, did you have some favorites where you're like, yes, okay, we need to use Dear Mama for this, or we need to use America's Most Wanted for that, or... I
did, but you know what? The samples that these young men use are incredible. When you think about Joe Sample's In My Wildest Dreams, that's the boom, 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 so it's like, you got to go to the root. Herb Alpert's Rise. I mean, these are the things that really are the underbelly of those songs. Juicy from Mtume, really not much was changed with it. When you hear it, it's that sound. So this was an opportunity also to school new audiences on the samples that were used, and for people to say, whoa, that was that hit. But also it was an opportunity to feature music that no one has ever heard before. Not that it belonged to anybody, but when you're making an album, you may listen to 30 songs and only pick 12, even though they're all great songs. And so this was an opportunity with, super producers and amazing creative people like Easy Mo Bee. I was able to pull from a lot of that. I mean, that East Coast sound, he's got that down, that era. So this was about truly creating, and working with Harvey Mason Jr. has been amazing. And so we're just doing it. And Unsolved is, I think, going to wake a lot of people up. We're tapping into issues that reflect social injustice now, and the judicial system now, and how cases like that go unsolved. And in the pilot, Michael Beach, the actor Michael Beach, who plays a role in the pilot, asked a question to our detectives when Russell Poole, when he goes to sit with him, and he says, what if, you know, one of the Backstreet Boys had been murdered? So I think this is a wake-up call, and I'm looking forward to the reaction in the Twitter sphere and in social media, especially from the millennials. I think this is going to be educational. They're going to hear a sound that is going to blow their mind. I mean, it's going to take all of us back that are you know, maybe from that era, and it's going to feel like we're rocking out to that.
I mean, I was saying, I listened my senior year of high school, 2006. Someone gave it to me because I wasn't familiar with Tupac, and I listened to his greatest hits album every single day on the way to school. And it's so funny because everyone who's in my car knows Tupac, and only from that album, and only from me. But I know there's so much that I don't know about. Yeah. And it's interesting because, you know, with Tupac especially, they're like, oh, is he still alive? You know, and there's music that was released, and like you said, because
he had so many. You know, the one thing, Tupac was complicated. He was complex, but he was compassionate. He was conflicted, but he was a stand-up guy. He was could be very cerebral, but at the same time was a loose cannon. So, you know, we can't capture everything in the minutes that we have on television, but what we can is peel back some layers. And I think Kyle Long and our amazing writing staff really did a great job of helping to peel back those layers. With Biggie, this is an opportunity. Biggie had a sense of humor. He had a humor. He loved his mother. Like both of them loved their mamas. And so this is a chance to show that dynamic of a young black man with his mother, and strong women, strong mothers, strong black women, in a time right now where this is truly the time of a strong black woman and a strong woman, and women everywhere to just stand up for what they believe in and their children. And these women did it. Afeni Shakur, God rest her soul, you know, Valletta Wallace, we are paying homage to them. And so the music is a piece of it, and very much a part of the foundation of the show, and I'm honored to have been a part of.
Well, congratulations. I was excited to watch it, and you just made me even more excited, so I cannot wait.
Unsolved.
One last question. Who do you think did it? Who do you think killed Biggie? Who do you think killed Tupac?
I'll leave that to audiences to discuss, because I think we reveal a lot. And there are things that, you know, I think people will draw very strong conclusions, but I think what's clear is that we have a broken system, and there's no reason why in 2018 we shouldn't be saying we know and have pinpointed and can announce, here's the killer of Biggie, here's the killer of Tupac.
Well, you're going to have to wait and see.
You'll have to wait and see.
Thank you so much. It was so nice talking to you. Nice meeting you.